Rubick is intelligent support hero, usually played on position 4. You can play it also as a position 5 or mid lane, but I wouldn't recommend playing mid unless you are very good at it. Position 5 is kinda okay, but you might need to buy items like Glimmer or Solar, which are not very beneficial for Rubick compared to other supports. First of all, we will talk about spells. Use your stun ability. You can lift enemy and throw him in any directions. You will also stun anyone standing in a collision area. You can use it aggressively or defensively. You can also use it on your teammate, but only if you have a shard. Your shard also upgrades your stone abilities, which are upgradable shard. Fade Bolt is your damage ability, which will chain on any close enemy, but every jump, damage is reduced by 6%. Fade Bolt also applies debuff, which reduces enemy base damage by 5 to 35%. Your third ability is just passive buff, which increases your spell range and spell damage. It will also increase your attack damage and magic resist, since your facet ability benefits from spell amplification. Your ultimate steal enemy last used ability for 180 seconds. You will lose that ability after dying, and with Aghanim Scepter you can steal up to 2 abilities, and you will always override the first stone ability. Aghanim Scepter also upgrades all the spells with Aghanim upgrade. Your 10 level talents are so bad I always skip them until I have all my abilities maxed out. On level 15, go for CD reduction, level 20 depends, but I usually go for Fade Bolt, and on 25 you wanna pick spell amplification. Next, items. Your starting build will look like this, or like this. And don't forget some regen and wards. Next you wanna build arcane boots. Your first item depends on situation, but ideally you wanna buy Blink and then Glimmer if they have a lot of magic damage, Euse if you need Dispel. If enemy mid laner rushing for hit, for example, I would consider buying Euse first, or Force Staff if you need to get out of some combo like Diffusal Smoke from Ricky. But let's say you don't need any of that. In that situation I would go Blink into Aghanim, or Blink Phylactery Aghanim. Or if you are stomping like really hard, you can go greedy and pick Phylactery first. Rubick is very strong if you are ahead your enemies, okay? So you can easily burst some heroes with your stone spell plus Fade Bolt combo. Laning. Online you always wanna keep pressure on enemy support. Since your Fade Bolt is reducing enemy damage, most of supports can trade with you, but you need to trade only in the debuff window and then wait for your cooldown. You can harass their carry or try denying creeps or pull in the meantime. Always keep your Q for kill situation, or if you or your teammate is dying. Never use it for harassing unless there is a lot of friendly creeps where you can throw enemy or there is no kill potential online. You always wanna play aggressively and get 6 as soon as possible. Good level 6 timing is crucial, as it can give you a lot of advantage in early game. You usually don't wanna roam unless you have free lane or you see enemy diving, ganking your teammates. Once you get level 6, it's absolutely opposite. If you manage to steal some high damage spell or stun, you always wanna fight. Buy all the smoke with your other support, mid laner, off laner, and just go hunt. Place aggressive ward in enemy jungle and lurk on them 24/7, okay? As Rubick, you don't need to wait for your cooldowns like Crystal Maiden ult. You can fight constantly. As long as you have a mana, you can fight, which is another important part. Always keep some mana regen on you. Now I wanna talk about spell priority. I want you to look at these heroes, stop the video and tell me which spells would you steal. And now I will show you which spells I would prioritize. Last thing you should know is that Rubick compared to, for example, Lion, have a shitty utility. What I'm trying to say is, if you're playing Lion, you have stun plus damage, right? Another stun, Hex, mana for you and your team, and big damage ulti. As Rubick, you have 1 damage ability and 1 stun. You see the difference here, right? That's why you always wanna fight with prepared spell. Always keep something stone on you before you start fight. This way you can use this bonus spell, and if you see anyone use stronger spell or better spell, you can steal it afterward. But you are not being useless until somebody use some spell, right? Also, your first rank ult had really big cooldown. If you come in teamfight without stone spell and then you steal some shit like mana drain by a mistake, you are being useless for 18 seconds. By that time, teamfight might be over sometimes. So always keep something before you fight if you can. Alright, that's all I have to say for this hero. Of course, there might be much more to talk about, but I tried to put all important things in those 5 minutes, so I hope you found it useful. And if I forgot anything important, let me know in the comments. I will gladly answer all your questions.